Hello everyone, this is Diane. I think I'm ready to start putting the covers together with you. So first let me show you the paper, some of the papers that I pulled. I have these dyed papers. Some I purchased and some I made. And I wanted some other colors, so I pulled out some more of my colored copy paper, and I just did a copy dyeing session. And I sprayed with some colors to try to kind of emulate the watercolory rainbow look on the digital paper. So you'll get to see those in a minute. But these, I just left them as they are because they're beautiful. These are pages that came out of the composition books that I took apart to make these journals. So I copy dyed them and I laid them on the same trays and the same paper toweling as the first ones. I did the sprayed things first, so I wanted them to get some of the color, but I didn't want to spray them. I wanted to leave some things a little bit neutral. And then I did some music manuscript paper. This one is for guitar, and apparently I only have 2 sheets of this left, so here they are. Love that paper. This is another music manuscript paper, but it was it was in a signature like this, and it's nice and big, so I was able to preserve that folio style. And here we have the colored papers. These were copy papers that were in fluorescent bright colors, maybe not fluorescent, but bright. And so I toned them down with coffee, and then I sprayed them with some of the colors that are in the paper, in the digital papers. And then I dipped them in the coffee again, just so the coffee could help, the wet coffee could help spread the colors out so they weren't just a blob of spray. So they turned out pretty nice. They're a little more subdued on the other side. And I have just some copy dyed paper that I can use. So here are the covers that I made. It's a little warped. I had it under big heavy books, and then it looked good, so I took the books off, and I should have left it on overnight because it curled up again. So once I get it together, get the cover together, I can still lay it out like this and then flatten it with books overnight tonight. So you can see, if you watched the video from yesterday where I was designing these covers, I had these digital scraps and then the ladies. So I added the solid color pieces and the little arrows. This had a name written on it, that's why I put the arrow on, and then I added another arrow and did it over here. And I'm really glad that name was there, because I probably wouldn't have thought to do that, and I like it. It kind of draws attention to this box in the middle of the cover, which I like. And these shapes help her face stand out from the black and white background, because she's black and white. And on this one, the color isn't on the bottom, so this part of her kind of blends into the background, but that's okay, I don't mind. And I like that her stockings and her outfit kind of mimic the design on the composition book. It's kind of cool. So I have some chipboard here ready to turn these into a journal cover. I was thinking about doing a flexible spine, but then I decided to just go with a chipboard spine. I've already cut them to 2 inches. You'll see dye on my hands from handling that paper after I sprayed it. These are 2 different heights, these covers, so I have to make sure that I just match them up and not try to make it the same for both of them. One of them is just a little taller than the other. I've done this so many times on camera, I'm not going to do a lot of talking. If you have any questions, you can ask me. This is red tape. It's just a craft tape. I should have gotten the package out to show you, but you can get it at the different craft stores. And it's cheaper at Hobby Lobby. I use the 1/4 inch size. It's not really red tape. It's got a red liner on it. When you peel the backing off the tape, it's not red anymore. But if you look on Amazon for it, I think if you look for red line tape, it will give you their version of it. Got a piece of my hair stuck in it. I think it's underneath. It won't show anyway, but I'm gonna cut my hair. Good grief. Can't cut it. Okay, that's the first time that's happened. Sometimes I get hair stuck in the tape on the package when I'm taping a label on or something on a package I'm mailing out. Oh, come on. This is the worst part about this. It's not that bad, but when I'm on camera, I hate it. Try to get underneath the tape, the red liner, but not underneath the tape, you know? And then you get the liner stuck to your hand. I had it. Last little piece. Should have had this ready. This is Tyvek, T-Y-V-E-K. You can look for it on Amazon. It is a plastic paper. It does not tear, so it makes a really good reinforcement for a spine. You can cut it, but you can't tear it. I usually have my piece all ready before I peel my tape. I'll do 2 of them because I'm doing 2 covers. And it's okay if this piece is just a little bit shorter than the cover. They're both different. Okay, now we're ready to assemble. Did you notice that I added something to the back of these covers? I had this on my table and I really wanted to use it, so I thought I'll just glue it to the back just for a little bonus image on the back. And then I used the black and white glove and shoe on the back of that one. There's our cover. I also, in yesterday's video, selected some fabrics and I decided to piece some together. So that's what I did. I think I don't need this to be quite so wide, but better too wide than not wide enough, because I can trim it. Yeah, there's quite a bit. Well, I'm going to have to get out my rotary cutter so I make sure I cut that straight. I can't tear it because of the seams. Of course, I dropped my rotary cutter under the table. And I don't use this very often. It looks a little crooked anyway, like this fabric was, looks pretty straight on this end, but this one I think goes out and then back in. So I'm lining up this line with the with this edge. Got to put the blade out. I can use that for an edge of a page. Oh, sorry. I'm just so, I'm a bull in a china shop sometimes. I'll trim a little off each end. I left it long on purpose. Again, just don't want to shortchange myself. So do I want it this way or this way? I think I'll have the flowers down here because on this cover they're up there. I pressed this after I sewed it together. That seam wants to bend, and so does this one. This is curving. That's better. Now I have some fabrics picked out so I can choose one to go here. I don't have my signatures made, so I don't know what color is going to be here. So I'm thinking this blue, this is a light blue, and that could be almost a neutral in this journal. And these were my other choices, but I think I'm just going to go with this blue. Just going to get rid of this end with the fold. Well, I could just leave it, because then I could just fold it under. That's okay. And this matches the last piece of fabric on this end. I think this is the taller of the two, so I guess it wouldn't be wide enough anyway. I was thinking this piece could be used for the other journal. Might be just about in half. Yeah, that might work. Okay, now I'll just glue this down. It is wrinkled, but I can just press that out with my hand, and the glue will help it stick. See, it doesn't look wrinkled at all now. And I think I would like to leave these just as they are, because I just love the composition book aspect of this journal. So I'll cover the raw edge, and you don't have to cover the raw edge. I just do. And I have some black and white that I thought would be cool to do that. This is probably too wide. Yeah. I like this one. going to select one for the front cover before I glue this down, because maybe I'll want this on the front. You can see the glue through that. I think I like the white. And being very careful not to hit my camera when I flip my book around. My goal for today, as far as these journals, if I have time, is to do the coffee dyeing, make the covers, and then cut the papers. But the patterned paper that I chose, the 12 by 12, I didn't put that in the oven to dry it after I coffee dyed it. And I need to piece some of that together to make it wide enough. So I won't be able to cut all the pages because that'll probably have to dry pretty much all day. I didn't want to darken it too much, so I just lightly dipped it into the coffee, and now it's just laying on the counters in the kitchen. And then I have orders to pack. I do have more vintage and antique stuff, ephemera, to put in my shop. Not sure when I'll get to that. Oops. Oh, I did it. Making you dizzy again. Alright, so then I won't be doing anything with this cover probably until I get the signatures done, so I can put this on my kitchen table with the heavy books to flatten it out again. It's not too bad right now, but this end wants to curl up a bit. The other one I think was pretty good. This is the older one. I'm not going to make the cover on camera for this. It's a little bit curved. What are we time-wise? 25 minutes. Well, I don't think you want to watch me just cut papers. The pages are going to be, for this one, I'm going to write it down. So I remember, because numbers don't stick in my head. Nothing sticks in my head anymore. Let's see. I think I decided 9 1/4. By 6 3/4. Yeah, or smaller. So a 12 by 12 paper is just shy of being the right width for that. And I'm just going to say, for myself, I'm going to write left, because this is the cover where she's on the left. Because I think this one's going to be a little bit different. It's still going to be 6 3/4. Oh, I think it'll work. 9 1/4. That'll work. They can both be the same. Okay. So as I fold these, I don't need to cut these, because they're going to be too small. So that's why I need to build up the scrapbook paper and have some other large papers that will fit the size of the book. Let me grab some book pages. This is my box of extra large book pages. So I'm going to see if there's something in here that would go well with these journals. I was hoping for things like this. I think they'll be tall enough, but not wide enough. I don't know. Well, because I'm going to put them that way. So I don't, yeah. That might be just wide enough. That will help with the structure of the signatures. I don't want to use children's book pages. I have some art pages. I'll just have to look through them and see if any of them work. And I do have atlas pages. The ones that I have in here are of the moon and stars. So, but I have other atlas pages in my closet. Okay. And I also like this. I don't know if I have any more of those. I love those pages. I thought I should have. I think I have more. They're just not in here. And that's not quite as big as the other things anyway. I've got furniture. Let's try these things. See what I have that works. I can build these up too if I have to. Okay, so this is big enough, I think. So 6 3/4 would be 12 inches plus another 1.5 inches. So 13.5 inches. And it's 13 1/4. So that's pretty darn good. I'm going to fold that in half. cut it to 9 1/4. And there's one page. This one is just slightly longer than 13 1/2. Just that much. So I'll try to put a black and white one, or 2 black and white pages, and maybe 1 colored page in each book, or whatever combination I can find. 9 1/4. Look at that one. It's pretty. Four, 5. Get a black and white one. The ladies that I'm putting in these journals are from the 40s. And I don't mind if I use ladies from a different era, but I'll save them for something else. Bust cream. Okay, there's that. Sorry, my box of pages is tipping over, and I don't want it all spilled out behind me. I'll run over it with the wheels on my chair. Okay, so I have 1 page for each signature cut. So while you're here, I might as well. What did I say I was going to do to the background of these? I don't know what I said, if I said anything, but I think I'll just put some of the rainbow paper, the rainbow grunge paper behind. Or, wait a minute, I have these papers, cardstock pieces in color. So they were 4 inches. Let's see, I'll do a teal one. By 8 inches. Or remember that because I saw the 8 and thought it was a 6, so I cut them wrong the first time. I was thinking about putting a strip, a border punch strip maybe. I'm going to cut it at 1.5 inches. Just going to be a quick impromptu tag. And then cut this at 8 inches. Okay, I'm going to get a border punch. I'm going to trim that a little bit narrower. I cut them at 1.5 pretty much when I'm going to border punch, so I can see how wide they will actually end up. Once I get this glued together, I will trim the top. And because it's Rainbow Grunge, I'm going to put some Vintage Photo ink on it. Is that cut straight? Nope. Very close. Just a smidge thicker up at the top. Now I wonder if I'm going to have to find a hat or something to put on her so she doesn't have a flat head. I kind of don't want to just put a band across the top, but I might have to. just in case. I'm going to look at my hat ladies and see if one of them has a hat they can share. A fedora. Doesn't suit her. That one looks better, but it's got that veil I wish I could put over her face. I could put real tulle over her face. I have vintage hat netting. Thought I had more hat images. Well, I'm going to have to play around with that. For now, I'm just going to glue her down. Looks a little bit big for her. Wants to pop up. I'm not going to glue that down, but I could glue it to the hat. I think that's cute. Yeah, we'll just do it. Now she doesn't have a flat head. Probably exceeding my time now. That's cute. I'll ink around it and add my hole and reinforcer. And then I'll do the same thing with this lovely lady, but she has her own hat she can keep. So that will be 3 large tags for each journal, because we already had, to refresh your memory, we have these and these. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back to see what the next stage in this journal process is, and I hope you're having a creative day. Bye.